Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK.
And my name is Louise Golding from Clarity Crafts in the UK as well.
I'm glad you're also from Clarity Crafts
I
here in
know.
the UK, Louise. It's
Both
lovely to have
here.
your company included.
Thank you.
I hope everybody's well. We'll just give it a few minutes for our friends to find us in the room.
Yes.
The lovely Gracie, I'm going to move that mouse.
Oh yeah,
The button where you go live, you click the button where you go live, and it's the same button that says end session.
Yeah.
And I'm always wary that I click the thing and then I don't move the mouse, and then I accidentally hit that button and we're talking to ourselves because I've ended the stream.
That's one thing that you told me about. That's one of the first things you told me about
I
Groovy
told Louise to
Tuesday.
do it,
So
but
whatever you do, as soon as you click it, take your mouse away, just in case you end the stream and you're just talking and everybody's like, where have you gone?
Exactly, because we don't, I mean, if there's any technical issues and stuff like that, as far as we're concerned, we're still broadcasting.
Yes.
Until somebody says,
Where have you
gone? We can't hear you. There we go, lovely Jane's in the room this afternoon as well. So sound is good. Thank you very much, Gracie. So Gracie, currently all the way over in New York, Brooklyn, New York. She's in the room to help you out. And so if you've got any questions, she's there to help, and she'll pass through if she needs to. And then tomorrow she'll be on that jet plane.
That was my next question. When's Gracie coming?
So she flies tomorrow and arrives tomorrow evening here in the UK, ready for Thursday setup at our open days.
Lovely.
So it'd be great to have a proper catch up with Gracie as well.
Definitely.
And then she's over for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh wow.
So that'd be great. So good afternoon and welcome if you're just finding us. Now, this is a bit of a special 2 o'clock show.
Yes.
Okay. And there's a couple of things I want to mention before we get started, before we look at sort of what's coming up on the show today. For those of you that have signed up to our emails that we send out, you'll know that we currently have a bank holiday promotion running.
Yes.
And we kicked it off at 6 o'clock on Thursday evening, and it's been running, and it runs until midnight this evening, which is Tuesday the 27th, just in case you're watching on catch up afterwards. So that current promotion is double points when you spend over £50. Okay. Now, many of you have taken advantage of that. So it doesn't matter what you buy on the website, whether you want to choose an online course, whether you want to pay for a summer retreat, whether you want to pay for a one-day workshop, anything that, as long as that basket is over £50 after all your discounts, then you will receive double points on your account. Brilliant. Now, I will be processing those tomorrow because it's sort of a manual process.
Right. Okay.
So those double points will go onto your account at some point tomorrow. And then what that means is that when you get to 300 points, is it 300 points? Yeah. You can then take £5 off your next order.
That's good.
Many of our friends took advantage of that on Friday when I was on with Deborah.
Yes.
We had the kit and caboodle because Deborah was die cutting.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's currently sold out of the kit and caboodle. We did only have a handful of those there, so we're just trying to see if we can get any more for those, but it's unlikely. If we can get them, it won't be until the end of the week. We can't take any pre-orders on that until we hear back whether we can get them. So I would say if you missed out, then just watch this space.
Yeah.
So you've got the double points on there. Then when we look at, I'm going to bring up some information on the screen. So how do you place an order? There's 2 different ways in which you can do that. So you have the website across the bottom, claritycraft.com, and then you also have our telephone number, which is 01732 868 215. The office is open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. And the lovely Sue, Jazz or Pete are there to answer those phones and help you with any questions or to take your order if you prefer to order over the phone. So if you are going to be ordering from this show, when you go to the Clarity Crafts website, there's a button on there that says, it's like the same color as this one behind me. It says Clarity TV show.
Yes.
Click that button and you'll see everything that Louise is going to be sharing with us during the course of this hour in the various bundles and available individually as well. Now, because we've got that bank holiday promotion running, what is it you want to order? So, for example, the item on the screen at the moment, you've got that 5-digit number at the top, which is 41055. You then have a product image, and then you've got a description of what that product is, and then you've got some pricing. Now, if you look at this collection here, which is the Floral Friends Round collection, the A6 square Groovi baby plate set. Okay, this is 6 A6 square Groovi plates, plus a little spacer as well. This is normally £42.75. You're going to save until midnight tomorrow £21.38.
Wow.
Okay, so it means that you will pay £21.37.
Okay.
Better than half price.
It is.
Plus, you're going to get your Clarity Craft Club discounts as well. Now you're thinking, well, why are we doing this at a special offer? If you're a regular visitor to the claritycraft.com website, you may have noticed that there's a red button on there called Barb's Bargains.
And I like going on there.
Many of our friends also like going into Barb's Bargains. And what we do is we bring you some special prices. Most of them are half price in that section. And it can run anywhere from 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. Jilly has that job of swapping the items out and putting them in there. So it's definitely worth checking out on a regular basis, Barb's Bargains.
Yes.
Okay. Now, all of the Barb's Bargains will come to an end at midnight tomorrow. Jilly will take them off on Thursday when she comes in. Okay. So it might be worth, if you're looking to get some double points, checking out Barb's Bargains as well.
Definitely.
Okay. Also, until midnight tomorrow, which is Wednesday evening, okay, because Louise is going to be using some designer parchment.
I am.
What I've done, don't tell anyone, I have taken all of the designer parchment, all of the designer parchment, which is normally £24.99, is £9.99.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say half price.
No. Just
brilliant.
until midnight on Wednesday. If you're looking to stock up on some of your designer parchment, then this is a perfect opportunity to do that. It's £9.99 plus your club discount as well.
Wow.
Okay. And if your basket goes over the £50, then you'll get double points. Now, you can either find this special offer either in Barb's Bargains or in the show page, which I mentioned as well.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 6 different ones to choose from. The one on your screen is Indian Summer, and the item number for that is 30525. Then we have Northern Lights, item number 30526. Then we have Rainbow River, item number 30540, closely followed by one of my favorites, Shenandoah, 30542. Then next, lovely fresh spring light colours. You've then got Toscana. Oh, so I'm getting too high for the camera. 30933. And then finally, let's put that on there. We have Waimea Falls, and the item number for that is 30934.
There's some really beautiful colourways in these parts.
There really is, and at that price, at £9.99, up until midnight on Wednesday, plus your club discount as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we've often brought it to you at half price, but I thought because Louise is going to be creating a beautiful piece of artwork, then this would be a perfect opportunity to do a cheeky little special offer on the designer parchment.
Why not?
Maybe you're new to Groovi, you don't even know what the designer parchment is. Louise is going to demonstrate a lovely card for us, and also on the website we do downloads as well. So when we bring you a TV show and it's being demonstrated either by Louise or Bob or Deborah Wheeler, then what we do is we create this document for you. So if we have a look on the overhead, and what that does, it tells you the time and the date of the TV show, what the project was called, what was made, and then what was used to create this lovely piece of artwork. Now, if I look at that very closely, I spy some of our lovely rub-ons on there as well.
Really makes the design pop, doesn't it, with the rub-ons?
It does indeed. And if I bring in the actual piece of artwork, let's just swap that out like so. And we're going to zoom in on that one. I reckon number 2, we'll bring that in. What do you reckon? I reckon number 3 might be a little bit too close. Number 2, there we go. So that's what Louise is going to share with us today.
Yeah, and these plates are really lovely because you have a full flower in most of them in the middle, and you can use these as, I think in one of the design team samples, because these are, how old are these? About 6-7 years old these are.
Potentially, yeah, but still timeless.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're
illustrated
so
by lovely Mel Turner.
Yeah, it's not until you see them from the website and and then you put them on a TV show and you think, oh, I remember these were brilliant to work with.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really enjoyed working with it. One of the samples looks like a little garden in a frame. But yeah, no, these are really lovely.
Well, what we'll do, we'll bring up the full screen details of this collection so our friends at home can see it in a little bit more detail. So the item number for this is 41055. As I say, you've got that. It's better than the half price, £21.37, plus your Clarity Craft Club discounts as well. You've got 6 different flowers, can't count. You've got chamomile, cornflower, daisy, and then underneath daisy, you then have primrose, periwinkle, and marigold. And then you have that lovely little spacer plate as well. So that's what Louise is going to be concentrating on during this hour. Then, if you've missed out on our rub-ons, where have you been?
I know.
We launched these just over a week ago. It was last Monday we launched them, wasn't it?
Yeah, last Monday, yeah.
Item number 70485, 5 for the price of 3, bringing it down to £29.95. Then also we launched the other week is the brand new 123 online Groovi Pergamano course. This is white work, and the item number for that is 60223. Now that it's £60, there is no club discount on this, but if that's all you buy today, you will receive double points on that as well.
Yes.
So there you go. We filmed the second pre-record on Sunday.
We did, yeah.
Because
well,
this actually launches the week after the open days.
Oh gosh,
so it's a week tomorrow is the very first live show.
Oh, blimey.
I just saw panic in Louise's. Is it really?
Is it really a week?
Is it really a week
tomorrow? That's come around quick, isn't it?
It has come around very quick. So there's some items I wanted to share with you. There was something else that came to me while I was waffling, and I can't think of what it was. It'll come back to me. No, I'm just looking at the iCards just to see what else there is on the show. Yeah. Open days. Very briefly, let me bring in some details of our open days before Louise gets started. Tickets are still available. We've got Friday and Saturday for the open days. Then on the Sunday, there's a one-day workshop with Barbara and a one-day workshop, with Linda. Yeah. Barbara's one has sold out now, and there is literally one space left on Linda's. That's all I'm saying. One space left. One space left on Linda's workshop. So let's just have a look at the details of the open days. If you want to come on the Friday, the item number is 60207. Now, if you don't receive your ticket in time, if you place your order today, tomorrow, don't worry, because we will have a list on the door, and we'll have the details of your order number and everything, and your name, obviously. So if you turn up because your ticket hasn't arrived in time or you've lost your ticket, that's not a problem. So that's for the Friday. if you would like to join us on the Saturday as well, the item number for that is 60208. And then if you want to be that lucky person to get the last space on Linda's workshop, then the item number for that is 60210.
It's going to be a great
so
weekend.
It really is, and it's come around far too quickly. It's all systems go here, collating everything. We've got the make and takes, we've got demonstrations, there's free parking. Can't guarantee the weather, but it doesn't matter because we're in the hall.
It does say it's going to be nice.
It doesn't matter, we're inside.
Well, then,
we'll be crafting. Louise will be demonstrating, Jane Telford, Linda Williams. Then we've got Sam Crow, Deborah Wheeler, Janice Phillips. We've got a Stampy make and take, a groovy make and take. We've got the lovely Glynis on Snip Clinic. So if you're looking to try the different scissors, for example, maybe you're ready to go to that picot cutting stage, Glynis is there to guide you and help you on that. Then we've got Barb and her pottery.
Oh, yes.
Barb's mum Hilma with her dingly dangles.
Oh, yeah. And Grace will be there.
Oh, Grace and Lisa will be on the tills. Jazz and her mum will be in the kitchen doing the refreshments. Sue and Sheila will be on the front desk. And Julie will be running around like a headless chicken, making sure everything is stocked up and asking any questions. And me, what am I doing? I'm launching a brand new product range to Clarity at the open days.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
So you have to come to the open days.
Yeah, if you want to see what it is, you've got to come to the open days. So, okay. Right, with further ado, I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Louise.
Lovely.
There we go.
Okay. Should we have a look at some of the samples?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on then.
I like samples.
Let's do that then. So we'll go to that one. Okay, so the first one is from Carol Pankstello.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, the little butterflies on a little bit of acetate.
Yeah, so it's got some movement to it.
Gorgeous.
Then sliding that along, we've got this one from Chris Walker. Whee!
I love that. It's colour coordinated.
Nice, isn't it? The design of paper in the background.
Yeah.
Then this one from Jane Telford.
Oh, nice.
I like this.
Yeah.
Because of sort of Jane's taken the circle. I mean, look at the picot cutting on that.
I know.
Goodness me.
It's a lot of effort's gone into that.
There really is. This one is from the lovely Linda Page.
Oh, that's nice. Using some of our designer paper in some of these cards as well, isn't it?
Another one from Linda Page. I like this one. The lovely sort of.
That is really nice.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
It is.
This one very colourful from Karen Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's the Northern Lights paper, isn't it? That's
Northern Lights paper in the background, and those dragonflies are from Tina's, aren't they?
Yes, it's all colour coordinated together.
Very nice. Got one from Sheila Gray. Lovely trellis work in the background.
That's one of Tina's parchlets around the edge as
well.
Oh
yeah. Now, this one's nice. This one is from Chris Walker, where she's used 5 of the 6.
Nice.
Like beautiful.
They're all beautiful, aren't they?
They are. So as it say, get fed up with it. This one's from Josie Davidson. So Josie's taken one of the flowers plus that spacer plate as well.
That. That's really nice. I like that paper. That's from one of the.
That's Dee's.
Yes.
I think that might be Brighton Rock. I think. Does it say on the back?
Look.
I reckon. No.
Josie Davidson's, yeah, but that's really lovely. I like that.
So, and then this one is from Carol P. So she's just used that spacer plate
as well. Yeah,
as well.
The spacer's lovely.
So when you look, this is the little spacer plate that comes with that collection. You can see you've got that lovely corner, and that's all that's been used, really.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And the flowers in the middle are from the spacer as well.
Yeah.
Then another of my favourites, Jane Telford.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, isn't it?
So this is the spacer.
Space all the way around.
All the way around.
I like an octagon shape.
Yes.
I think it's really
nice. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then this one from the lovely Glynis, combining the centre point plus the little spacer as well.
So pretty. It's
Okay.
lovely to see the inspiration, isn't it? From
It
all of the
is,
design
yeah.
team.
And sometimes when we revisit, you often think, oh, I'd forgotten about that.
I
Or,
know.
I forgot about it. Yeah, and it is. And I think you can get inspired every single time you go back and have a look at it.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So
Right.
where are we going to go?
Okay.
Where are we starting?
Right. So, black mat.
Black mat.
A
That's
black
good.
mat. Okay. So this is the card we're going to be doing. So it's literally just the circle as it comes, and then we've pattern built a little bit. And this is the Shenandoah designer parchment, which has some really lovely colours in the Shenandoah. It's worth mentioning when we come to the. So I've started by just doing the line art for the frame because nobody really wants to see me do the line art.
Okay,
for
so
the
this
frame.
is white.
Yes, so this is white, and there's two sides to this designer parchment. So you've got, this is more a matte side,
Yeah.
and it's lighter. Then you turn it over, and look how vibrant that is.
So you've got your shiny side and your matte side.
Yeah, so this is shiny.
Yeah.
And a bit like our other parchment. So for example, if you want it pure white, you would emboss into this side, which is the shiny side. If you wanted a muted colour, so not white, but you wanted it muted, you would then
So more of like
emboss
a sort of a background
yeah,
imagery,
like
really.
like an embossed background look, which looks nice as well.
Like a watermark type of effect.
Yeah, so there's no wrong or right way, but it just prefers which way you like it. So if you want that white line, then you would emboss into the shiny side. Yes.
And if you're unsure, because some of the designer parchment is quite light, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And if you're unsure what side is the shiny side and what side is the matte side, then just go into a corner.
Just go into a
corner with your groovy tool and
see which side is showing.
Is which? Yeah.
The white side. Lovely. So we're going to take our baby plate.
Okay.
So I've got the cornflower here. I'm just going to bring in my plate mate and my inset.
Yeah.
But for example, if you wanted to use I use the A4 scallop square for the frame.
For your frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you would use your A4 plate mate to make life easier for yourself, which is this one, and then it's got the additional little pieces on the side.
So the item on your screen is 41168, which is the nested scallop square extension A4 square groovy plate, 1899.
I love this plate. Do you know what? I spent a lot of my design team samples with scallops on the edges. Okay, so we're going to use the flower, so back to front.
Yeah.
So you can feel the line. So as you can see, you might need your light wave if you have one.
Okay.
I mean, you can still see it, but the light wave makes it easy, especially if you're going to be doing grid work in your designer parchment, which I have done in the past.
And I suppose also some of the designer parchment are darker than some, or they have dark areas.
Yeah, so this one is fairly dark because it's got different little patches of different colours.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring in my Tumblr sheet. I'll just use that to lift my hand. So
let's zoom in on this one.
Like sometimes I'll use the number 2 and then go in with my number 1.
See, now looking at this, you think, oh, you're on the wrong side because it looks white. But it isn't. It's because it's the lighter area on the parchment, isn't it?
Yeah, so you might be able to see from this line here, some of the line looks a little bit orange.
Go in close.
You can see that. You can see even when you emboss with, I think it's my
just
hand.
Move.
There you go. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, so even if you're embossing into it, you can still see a little bit of the line is slightly orange.
Yeah.
Because that's where a patch of the orange is. So yeah, so I go in with my number 2 and my number 1, which you don't have to do, but it's just how I roll.
How you roll. And everyone can roll whichever way they like, Louise.
Exactly.
There's no rules to say you have to get that crisp, sharp line with the first parcel at all?
No. As long as it's on the same spot again and again, you can go through 10 times if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you're very light-handed, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going around my circle.
Okay.
So you can go around as many times as you like. Like that.
Magic.
So after you've done all of that bits in there,
Yeah.
what I've done with this card here is I've just used the same flower and I've just put it into the corners.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I've just lined it up so I can kind of lined it up so there's one petal going this way and one petal going that way.
Right. Okay. So you
So
thought about what you were doing.
I have.
You didn't just randomly
Not this time,
pop
no.
the flower behind it.
I wasn't just winging it.
Because it's not a symmetrical flower, is it? Because it's been hand drawn by lovely Mel.
Yes.
So you can see there that the petal is in slightly different area as well, isn't it?
It is, yes. So then I would just, in all 4 corners, make sure there's one petal going that way. So it's all symmetrical.
Yeah.
I'll just do one more.
It's when you're working with designer parchment and you turn it over and you see that beautiful crisp white line. I think that's even more magical than when you're working with clear parchment, if that sort of makes sense. I mean,
because when you see it here, you think, oh, no, that's not going to show up very well.
No.
But then you turn it over. I'll take this away.
Look at that.
It's just by magic. But you wouldn't think that.
We'll give you that.
We'll give you that.
No, definitely not.
So then what I've done is I've used this flower here.
The daisy.
The daisy one.
Okay.
I like daisy. Okay.
So this is all from the complete collection, which is currently half price until midnight on Wednesday, the 28th. And don't forget, we've mentioned this in the past, when we bring you our Clarity Social TV shows each week, we often bring to you very special prices. If we're launching something new, for example, like the brand new rub-ons, which is 5 for the price of 4, those prices will revert back to normal price at the end of the month. So come the 1st of June, there may be a little discount on there, but you won't get that same special offer. It only runs until the end of the month. But with Barb's Bargains, because we're getting ready for the open days, they will disappear for a period of time. And whilst we're at the open days, and then Julia will have that back up and running next week.
Exactly. It's good that having the Barb's Bargains.
It is.
It's kind of, it's not like a clearance sale. It's like a way of just giving you special offers each month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people have clearance sales on their website, don't they?
I mean, we have got some products that are at clearance that once they're gone, they're gone. But with it being Barb's Bargains, it's sort of, it's normally just like for a limited time.
Yeah.
And it's normally at half price.
Some special
Plus
offers.
you get your club discounts as well. So it's definitely worth checking that out once a week, a couple of times a week, maybe when you're on the website.
Definitely,
because
it changes regularly, doesn't it?
It does. Julie walks around and says, oh, what can we put in this week?
Yeah. Oh, we like that. Let's put that in there.
Yeah, and it's a real mixture of products as well. So there's groove in there, there's dies in there, there's stamps. I think there's one of the sticker books in there.
Yes. I
think there's some poppets in there as well.
Yes.
I
think it's the Christmas one.
Possibly, or the Whimsy, I'm not sure.
Oh, it could be one of the Whimsy, yeah.
Can't remember. Definitely worth checking out. So on the front of the website, a great big red button to draw your attention to it, called Barb. Let's have a look, because it always looks different on your phone.
It does, yeah.
So let me.
But it is, it's a big red button.
Yes, I'm going to see if I can bring it up on my phone.
Usually in films, they tell you not to press the big red button.
Yeah.
But in this turn, we can press the big red button.
I'm going to show you on my phone. So let's just go to the overhead. There we go. Barb's Bargains. So if you click that button, Louise, there we go. And then you can see there's that offer in there. There's some other groovy in there. There's that Parchment. It's showing my club discount because I'm logged in. So $8.99 on there. Some dies, some stamps, some stencils. Oh, some postcards. II book. II. And then, there's a second page. Stamp board shapes. And
brilliant.
Oh, Christmas cracker die.
Cracker.
Wow, if you haven't got that Christmas cracker die, that's definitely worth getting.
Yeah.
Mixed impressions. Look at that. There we go.
Oh, it's the cards.
Yeah,
the
whimsy.
Cards.
So there we go. So that's where you can find that on the website.
Okay, so once you've done that, that will appear.
Just like magic.
Just like magic. So I've done it in all 4 corners.
Yeah.
And then I have done the flowers on either side.
Okay.
And now I'm going to take it away. Take it away.
Because our designer Parchment is quite magical, isn't it?
It is, yes. So with designer Parchment, because the colour is printed onto one side, we can use our white eraser or the pink one, depending on how much colour you want to take away.
Yeah.
To rub out the colour. So, for example, I've done it on this flower, and this flower, which then takes the colour away. So then you can add in your own colours with your pergoliners or your pergo colours.
I see, because if you didn't, so if you wanted those daisies to be a soft and gentle pink, for example,
yes,
and you coloured on the back of the Parchment as it is, and you turn it over, it's still going to be orange or yellow, isn't it? It
will be, yes, because so for example, if you coloured on the back over this yellow with the pink, you would see more of like a apricot orangey kind of
sort of a dirty orange, a dirty
because the yellow and a pink would make this orangey pinky colour.
Yeah.
Which would be nice, orangey pink, but the white eraser just really helps. It makes the colours stand out better.
And it's nice, and I think it's great for reintroducing the colour, isn't it?
It is, yes. Thank you, Paul.
And we always suggest, if you're removing colour from your Parchment, whether it be the designer Parchment or the coloured Parchment, use a brush to dust off.
Yeah, don't just go.
Yes, because you're like, possibly, I've done it for, the Parchment can get moist.
Yeah.
Or if you use your hand to wipe it off, it can sort of not melt back in, but it can smear back in, and then you've got to rub it out again.
Exactly. So obviously you might have to press a little bit harder to get rid of some of the colour that's in the darker areas, for example.
That's where the white eraser really comes into play, doesn't it?
The white eraser is perfect for that. So there we go. So that's a nice thing about, and if you haven't got one, they're brilliant brushes.
I think the stencil brushes, I think the item number for the stencil brushes is 30006. I'm sure Gracie will pop a link up. I think that's the number.
Brushes.
There's some numbers I can remember, and they're $24.99 plus club discount.
I love these brushes.
They're super soft, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good for makeup.
Are they?
I don't know.
Watch this space. I might try it next time. Okay, so I've taken the colour off of these.
You can really see, can't you?
You can,
where the colour has been taken out.
And then on the front. So
see, on the front, it doesn't look
as
good. But if you put a white piece of paper underneath,
so you can really see where the colour's been taken out.
So it's a bit like white work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So then you can come in with your colours. So, for example, because this is yellow, say you didn't want a bright green, or you wanted a bright green, you could come in with your green.
Yeah.
Any green, and you could go over the yellow, because obviously yellow is very close to green anyway. So you still get a green.
Okay. Yes.
See?
But it's not as bright as the pen itself.
It's not as bright as it would be if you were going on clear parchment or taking the eraser off of it. So there's always that option. If it's a muted colour of the same kind of tone, then you could get away with it, but it will be slightly different than the actual pure colour itself.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's that bit.
So you're using the Perga colour pens. These are lovely because you've got 30 different colours in there.
You have. There's so many really lovely colours. So for example, with the red, it's so vibrant. I always think the good thing about the Perga colours is, for example, I mean, you don't have to do it, but sometimes I would kind of come in with my red, and because it's still wet a little bit, you can merge them together.
Oh, sort of blend to get some lovely shades.
Yes. You might not want to do it with your yellow, but then you would still be able to then just keep on going
and blend it, scribbling it off.
Yeah, scribbling it off until the colour runs the same colour again.
So the item number for the Perga colour exclusive pens is 70060, and they are £29.99 plus club discount.
Yeah, so I've toned the red into the orange.
I'm going to put that underneath.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on that. Okay. Nice.
So I've used colours that are similar to the tone of the... I'm using reds, yellows and oranges. Aren't you proud of me, Paul?
I am indeed. Yeah. They're not pinks, purples and blues.
Purples or blues.
So also the Perga colour pens all have numbers on them. Yes. And which are very useful, because if you've created a project, you could write on the back what colours you've used.
Because there's quite a few different greens and blues in the set.
Yes.
I mean, obviously they look very different, but it just helps you quickly find the right shade.
I know it used to be a great help to me when demonstrating or when we launch a new product, and Jane, Glynis, lovely Josie, they would very kindly prepare all the demos for me.
Yes.
So obviously I didn't have the time to do that like you do now. And so what they would do, whatever colours they'd use, whether it be the Perga colour pens or the Perga liner pencils, they'd write in their stages for me. I've used B1, B6, B, so that I didn't have to try, especially with the pens, because there's 30 colours in there.
I know, you're thinking, which green was it that they used?
Because I think, oh, that's that green. And then I'd go to demo it and think, oh, it's the wrong one. So they very kindly, which was a massive help.
It is helpful.
For me to know which colours out of the 30 that they'd used for that.
Exactly. So that's the difference between, that's the orange, and then the top 4 is red blended into orange.
Zoom in on that one.
So that's just a pure orange.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the red.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? Really?
It does. Yeah, it gives you a little bit more depth to the artwork.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's always helpful, and then you can just and a little bit.
You're just tickling it now,
blend it out.
Because if you keep going over in the same period, am I right in thinking that if you saturate the parchment, that it can start to bobble, so to speak, on the back?
Yes, because it's the felt tips are wonderful because you've got so much ink in them, but obviously they're water based, and if you keep on putting it over, it's very wet, so obviously parchment doesn't like anything.
And I suppose also because you've roughed up the back of the parchment by taking the colour out, the fibres are more porous at that point.
They are, yeah. It's almost that they just make it a little bit less porous than the, Okay, so if you wanted to with this artwork, is you can do a little bit of white work.
Okay.
On it.
Nice.
So for example, coming in, I'll show you a flower petal.
So you're using your groovy tools for this one?
I am, yes.
Now,
number 4.
if you're interested, not if you're interested, we launched a couple of weeks ago the next 1, 2, 3 course, didn't we, Louise?
We did.
Which is on your screens at the moment, item number 60223. And this is the 1, 2, 3 online course, White Work for Groovy and Pergamano Parchment Crafters. And we've already filmed 2 of the 3 sessions.
We have, yeah.
And when you see what Louise has done and how, so one session will be looking at the Pergamano ball tools. The second session will be looking at the shader tools, as well as the hockey stick.
Yes.
And then the third installment, which we are due to film after we've done the first live, we'll be looking at lovely shadow embossing.
Yes.
Currently, each of the 2 sessions we've filmed already are 3 hours long. Each of the live sessions will also be 3 hours long, thereabouts, as well. So once you purchase this course, you have the keys to that classroom for as long as you want them for.
You do. But then I just came in with my orange, which is the 23.
Okay.
So then just with a little bit of white work and just use the poker colour so it looks like a nice daisy.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very pretty.
So when you've done that, this magically appears.
It will look like that.
It will look like
How
that
wonderful
eventually.
is that?
It does look like that.
Have a slurpy of tea. I've been sneaking a slurp of my coffee because I can, because Louise is doing all the work. But I'm going to zoom in on this now and let's have really indulge. So you can see, got a little bit of white work. You can see where the colours. So this is on the front and how vibrant it is and how Louise has chosen colours to coordinate. And this is from the, is this Shenandoah? From the Shenandoah collection.
Yeah.
I
like the Shenandoah.
Is, I'm just looking, item number 30542. And as I said, it's $9.99 until midnight on Wednesday.
Okay. So I thought now I'd just do a little bit of, so to get that background, I've used the diagonal grid.
Okay.
I always think it looks nice with some, doesn't even have to be any kind of grid work. You're just literally just doing some holes.
It pushes the background back, doesn't it?
It does,
and
yes.
brings the imagery forward.
Yes.
Barb loves that effect. It's like the Richelieu.
Yes, yeah, that looks really lovely with that effect as well.
Yeah.
How rude. Okay.
Now, Louise, I'm a little bit
Stab myself.
disappointed.
Are you?
Because you're using your tool caddy and you haven't used it. You didn't load the tools that you required for this session.
Oh, sorry.
And you're thinking, what is this tool caddy all about? Let me bring up some details on screen. We launched this a couple of months ago and it went absolutely mad. This was brilliant. A collaboration. I mean, Dave came up with the idea of the fantastic stamp pens, which we launched at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, with the border reef, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then everyone said, oh, we need someone to keep them in. So Dave and Barb worked together and come up with the tool holder for Clarity stamp pens and Pergamano tools. The item number for this is 31797, $14.99, and plus your club discounts. And many of you have been enjoying this. I've seen it on Facebook where people have put it all up there.
Yes.
Got all their tools there. And as Barb does as well, she uses it as a project station as well.
Yes.
So I was rather disappointed to see that you didn't have your one needle bolt
I know,
in the tool organizer and then ended up stabbing her finger because she was panicking.
Like, where's it gone? There we go. So, another thing I forgot today as well.
Would that be your groovy guard?
I knew
Louise?
You would know what it was.
And I know exactly where it is because I can see it hiding underneath your slowdown box.
Yay. Oh, they're What would I do without you, Paul? I really don't know.
You do perfectly fine. Let's come in on this side camera so we can see. So we just come a little bit towards me.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm literally I'm going through every single hole.
That sound is rather satisfying.
It is a very satisfying noise, isn't it? If you find that it's pulling, though,
Yeah.
what you can do is you can get your little tumble dryer sheet. Don't stab yourself, but just stab it through the tumble dryer sheet, and it makes it a little bit. It doesn't pull too much. See, it's a lot better now. Can I get that one? Yes. It doesn't go into the flower then. So we just go through every little, as long as it doesn't go over the line of the flowers. You can...
Yeah. Although saying that, I have done that by mistake on occasion.
Yeah.
And you know the way that I try and hide it?
How?
Okay, so you've got your lovely white crisp line art, haven't you?
Yeah.
And if you accidentally perforate a white line, I mean, if you've gone like on a load of it and you've actually gone into, say, your coloured petal, for example, where you don't want it to be, a bit more of an issue. But if you put it back on the groovy plate and trace over the area, it sort of seals the hole a little bit.
Okay. And you don't see it as much.
You don't see it, it's not as obvious.
Pronounced.
So
okay. I like doing grid work because I like that sound. But it's always a good idea if you have got one to use a light wave, because they do make life so much easier with
especially
darker parchment.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we've got the two-tone parchment, we've got that lovely midnight blue.
Yes, which looks so lovely.
There's no way you'd be able to see that plate under here,
no.
Even though with these bright lights in the studio.
Doing lovely vibrant colours with the
zoom in on that.
Doing the lovely vibrant colours on top of that lovely midnight blue looks really lovely.
Yeah.
Because it's not really that different from black parchment. It's actually kind of a nicer tone, actually, I think.
It is, and if you put black card behind it, it's virtually almost black.
It is, yeah. So you can see it kind of pushes the design outwards.
Yeah.
And then the background goes...
So we can see that
like
more...
a debossing, isn't it?
Yeah, so we can see that there where you've really
yeah.
Gone in on your finished piece of artwork. Just there.
Exactly.
Super. Okay.
So this morning I was having great fun with the gold gel pen. Did you see?
You was indeed in Groovy Tuesday.
I was, yeah,
a lot of people were intrigued and amazed at what you were doing with the golden gel pen.
Yeah.
Are you going to share us again?
I am.
Okay. So let me bring some
Hope everybody's
details.
not bored of the gold gel pen today.
And you'll be demonstrating this at the open days as well.
Yeah, my gel pens.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yay!
Of course you can. You don't need to ask.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're coming in real close on this.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'll try and do it at an angle so we can see. So I find, she says, actually it doesn't really matter because I do it quite lightly, but sometimes if you're struggling with any kind of gel pen, then putting it onto the soft side of the mat helps.
Okay.
But I find the lighter you press, it's almost
on this camera.
It's almost like the paint just, or the
I suppose because
just falls out.
Yeah, because there's like a tiny ball bearing inside the pen, isn't there? So you would automatically think, oh, I need to go on heavy, like a biro pen, to get the ink to flow. But I call it the tickling technique.
Yes.
Because you're literally just tickling the parchment to allow the ink to flow.
And what looks really nice is, for example, just kind of like stippling little gold accents in the middle. So it looks a bit like a, what do you call that?
The centre of the flower.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a name for the centre of the flower, but it's not coming to me. Well, I haven't got my Percy Thrower head on today.
No, My brain's not thinking of it.
Let's have a look
Okay.
on the overhead on that.
See if I can.
There we go. And then we'll come in super close. And then we'll just let that focus and behave.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. So you can see, there you go.
Oh, yeah. If
Just-
you want to see this, the gold pen in use in more detail, then go back and watch this morning's episode of Groovy Tuesday.
Yes.
Because that was lovely to watch.
Okay. And then I've done white work in the little centres of the flowers.
Yeah.
So then when you go in with your gold gel pen in circular motions, makes it look like a little blob of paint.
Oh yeah, Linda does that with the acrylic paint, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, but it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if you're not keen on using acrylic paint, the gold gel pen over white work really looks nice.
It also looks a bit like a brad as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because it's already sticking out quite a bit.
Without the fancy legs behind it.
Yeah. Super easy.
Yeah, that's when I first saw you do this, I thought, oh, I need to have a go. I need to have a go.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance.
Maybe not.
No.
Oh.
But that's really, really lovely.
It is nice with the gold
Yeah.
bits. Right, okay. Favourite bit now coming up. Can you guess?
You have so many favourite bits, Louise. It's hard to have a guess. That's like saying how long is this
Parchment. It's
piece
just
of
all my
string?
favourite bits, really.
Exactly.
It's my favourite bit until the next favourite bit comes along. Okay, so in my slow down box, I have
Yes.
some of these for my workshops actually. I find them
Which
really
we
useful.
have. There we go. Slow down box on your screen.
Yeah.
Item number 31382, £9.99.
I put little stickers on the side, then I know which
Yes.
one's which.
Somebody put it on Facebook. They had loads of. Barb does it as well. She's got all
Yeah.
little images. She makes little bits of art
Well
to put on the
organised.
side so that when it's on your bookcase, and they do look like lovely luxury
know.
books, don't they?
They got that little tab that lets you open it as well.
And magnetic clasp to keep it nice and
Yeah.
closed.
And I saw these, I thought, oh,
Yeah.
I'll have me some of
They're
them.
lovely. So we've got those
Yeah.
on perfect storage for it. Now, we will be finishing slightly a little bit earlier today because Barb is on Hobby Maker today at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And she's going to be showcasing, many of you have just finished the 123 landscape and stamping course. So Barb will be sharing that with our Hobby Maker friends at 3 p.m. And I'm sure Barb will have hers in one of those slow down boxes as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you're now going to these wonderful rub-ons.
Yes.
And here comes the rain. Let me find the rub-ons.
So I've obviously used the ones that I had on my demo piece already. So I'm going to find some different ones.
Okay.
So I was going to just show you that you can, even though they look like this,
Yeah.
you can put them in one line.
Oh, right. Okay, so you don't have to have your A above.
So you could put, I think you're, and then you can put brilliant there.
Ah.
Which I think I'll use that one actually.
Okay. It's very kind of you to say, Louise.
I think you're brilliant.
And you need a pair of scissors.
Yes. There we go. As if by magic.
Okay.
What did I say I was going to do?
I think you're brilliant. How could you forget that, Louise? While Louise is quickly cutting that out, let's just have a quick recap on those Parchment. $9.99 because the prices will change at midnight on Wednesday. Waimea Falls 30934, Toscana 30933, Shenandoah item number 30542, Rainbow River item number 30540, Northern Lights item number 30526, and then finally Indian Summer item number 30525. You get 12 different designs in each pack and you get 4 sheets of each. When you go to the website, you'll be able to, and you click into the product, you'll see all the lovely different colors in each of the packs, but you've got this sort of lovely key at the bottom that gives you an indication of the colours. And then when you turn it over, you've got that lovely spotlight as well. And then just before we go back to the lovely Louise, just a reminder about double points when you spend over £50, expires at midnight this evening.
Yes.
Okay. Panda, Louise.
I know, I am a panda.
Okay, so show us what you've done then while I was waffling.
So what I've done is I've left the little transfer piece underneath, you know, the shiny glossy side, just where Brilliant is.
Okay.
Just in case I go over.
Right.
Because, you know, panda.
Panda.
But yeah, once you've done that, you can just press it down a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So it's in place. And then you just go in circular motions, going in with your hockey stick.
Yeah.
That's the brilliant thing. I love finding different uses for a hockey stick.
I mean, each of the rub-ons do come with a lollipop stick for you to use. But I know when we were testing the samples that came over from the supplier, and because we decided to brand these under the Pergamano range, we were thinking, what could you use? The ball tool, and then we remembered the hockey stick, which rarely gets shouted about when it comes to whitework, but Louise does cover that in the whitework course. But it's got that beautiful flat surface to it to give you the coverage, especially with these rub-ons.
Exactly. I'm just kind of like just going round and round and round.
And depending on what colour you're rubbing onto, you can actually see the colour change, can't you?
You can, yes. You can especially see with the gold, I think, as well, can't you? I love these. They're brilliant. And you just peel it off a little bit and you can see where you haven't.
Yeah, just don't whip it all off in one go, because if you have missed a bit, it's quite difficult to reposition.
It is, yeah.
And Jane will be demonstrating these, be putting them through their paces at the open days on Friday and Saturday, with lots of other tips and tricks. No doubt Jane's had real time to play. I'm sure she's come up with some amazing things with the rub-ons.
I know, Jane's brilliant, isn't she?
She is. I think that's, we say this about Jane.
Yes,
I think you're brilliant,
Jane.
Absolutely.
There we are. So that's how you use the rub-ons.
Super. Right. Okay. I make it 3 minutes to, so that gives you just enough time to pop to the bathroom, grab a cup of tea, coffee, and tune in to Hobbymaker and Barbara 3 until 4, and then again later at 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. So thank you for your company. Thank you to the lovely Grace, as always. If you're coming to the open days and the workshops, travel safely, and we'll be back with you on Clarity Social TV next week. Thanks a lot, Louise. Take care, everybody.